Come on. Come on. Bobby!
What else do you need to hear? What's up, everybody? It's Grim, your hero of heroes, your champion of champions, and I am here today to talk about WWE 2K20. I had the distinct honor of being flown out to Las Vegas by 2K to get an early look at the video game, and I'm here to give you guys my honest thoughts of the game and to tell you if I think you should buy it. But before we get into that, I just want to thank the Manscaper for bringing us this video. The Manscaper, the ball shaver as I call it. You want to be trim, you want your sack to look good, so when you go out with your girl, I mean, you don't want to find no bush on her either, right? So what you gotta do is you gotta mow the lawn with the Manscaper 2.0 lawn mower system. This thing is awesome. Watch this. It doesn't nip your sack whatsoever. It's amazing, because let me tell you, my last groomer shredded my sack. It was like, to the point where I was like, look, I can't even do anything tonight, and my balls need to heal. Also, Manscaper brings us ball cleaner. The balls are going to be fresh and clean. My ball, like, you know how they scrub the bowling balls like this? Yeah, that's what this does. It tastes good. And then, preserver. This is all deodorant, anti-chafing. Because, you know, sometimes I'm like, with the baby powder, but baby powder causes cancer. Not this. The crop preserver. It preserves your crops. You know, your crops, as in your carrots and your potatoes. Now, we got the crop reviver. Let's say the day's going long, you're on a date, you've been out for 4 or 5 hours, and then it's not working out too well for you, and you're getting a little saucy down there. Well, the crop reviver's going to take care of that. You're going to be golden and good to go. You're also going to get cologne, so you don't smell like asshole. We don't want you to stink. We want you to smell good on your dates. Foot duster, so your feet don't get that gangly goo that smells like poop. Also in this system, you get boxers. Badass. Look, and they're not just regular boxers. These are performance boxer briefs. And what they are is proprietary. These are big words. I don't know. Reading is for prisoners. You can read about the boxers.
Alright, with this guy, really. Get to the fucking review already.
Awesome stuff for a limited time only. The perfect package 2.0. You get the little bag. So if you want to be manscaped like me, don't forget to check out the link in the description below where you can save 20% on your order. You get all this stuff. It's going to be awesome. 20%, that's 10% times 2. Usually I only save you 10% on things. Now we're handing you 20%. 50% off times 2. It's badass. Manscaped, we're gonna nail it times 2. Now, let's get into talking about WWE 2K20 because, honestly, okay, I got to watch all the other YouTubers pretty much bury this game. And I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna say, you're a bunch of nerds! Man, I want to complain about this. Oh, man, I want to complain about that. Oh, you didn't include this, and they messed up that. Cry me a river, you fools. Listen to me. This game is badass, okay? I came up on crap wrestling video games. And you want to know what? I still play them, and I still love them because I love playing wrestling games. I grew up on the Super NES playing Royal Rumble, which was trash, okay? WWE 2K20 blows every game away. Some people are saying the graphics aren't as good this year. Who cares? The game plays better. The game plays better. And if I have to take a little bit of a hit on the graphics, so what? The game still looks amazing. Oh, no, the graphics aren't as good as last year. I mean, seriously, are you playing the game to look at a graphic or are you playing the game for fun? I play a game for fun. I don't care what the graphic looks like. The graphics look like friggin' horse turds back when I was a kid. And you want to know something? I had fun with the damn game. And I'm having fun with this. Now, there's so many options, so many ways to play WWE 2K20. You know, you have those towers, and you have the universe mode, and you have the My Career. There's so many options. But you know what I like to do best? I like to have all my friends over, and I'm gonna play versus this guy, I'm gonna play versus the Ninja Twin, I'm gonna play versus Attack Slide, I'm gonna play versus whoever, and we're gonna tournament, and we're gonna be cheering, and we're gonna be popping for each other, and we're gonna put stuff on the line, and it's gonna be so much fun. Loser buys dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, that kind of stuff is fun to do with your friends, and that, to me, is the fun of this game. I can see where once you play through all the options of the My Career and, you know, all those things, once you play through them, I can see where, okay, maybe I'm bored with this game now. You know, and if you're the kind of person that's going to sit in front of this game for the next 3 weeks and burn through everything, and then you're going to be bored of it, unless you have some friends over. Now, unless maybe you don't have fun. Play online. They have new lobbies and stuff where you can go online and you don't have to wait forever to find somebody that wants to play match with you. It's going to tell you if there's people there waiting to play match or not. This is great. How can this be bad? What are you people complaining about? Oh no, there was a glitch. Well, it's a freaking computer, man. Name me one game that don't have a goddamn glitch. I can't find one. Name me one game that is the perfect game. They don't exist. We can sit here and nitpick everything, but I ain't no nitpicker. I like to play a game that's fun. Now, I do take issue with the fact of the Fiend that I have to play through an entire tower and beat it because I'm shit. I can't beat anything. I have to play to get the Fiend now. No, bitch, I want the Fiend now. I should just have the Fiend to play as, and that's the most popular character.
Oh, you're killing me, Tubby.
That's who everybody wants to be. Why isn't he front and fucking set?
The world is changing, so why isn't education? Raise your hand if you could use an education that's actually modern, actually affordable, and actually personal. Welcome to the future of education.
Go.
We got now.
Who came before us, cause we ain't them. I spit a hammer, shit at your tongue, nasty as film. Then I eat roll, I don't put it in. Then I get a chin, it's for some pins. I talk in pure like that. I want to the person who only do the beauty. I give my opportunity to understand from my community. Get paid in my gas, Stacy. I still can handle last expectation. I'm a
He should be front and center so I can play him. That's my biggest complaint with the game. I was like, oh, Grim, stand up.
Well, boys, it's that time of the year again. I just got back from playing WWE 2K20, and now you guys want to know what I think about the game. I feel like you guys already know what I'm going to say, honestly. I mean, you guys didn't play the game, but you, like, saw what I played, and, like, you know, if you've been following for a while, you probably know what I was going to say. Regardless, I think that there is a few things that we need to discuss about this game, and we're going to do that. So let's talk about WWE 2K20. A big thank you to Manscaped for sponsoring today's video. You shave your balls in your face with the same razor, huh? You shave your balls in your face with the same razor, huh? We're not doing that no more. This right here is the perfect tools for your family jewels. Manscaped calls this the Perfect Package 2.0 kit. And we're not just talking about your undercarriage, we're talking about the whole damn calf. We got foot deodorant, we got body wash. You want some cologne? We got some cologne. You want to put some deodorant on your balls? Yeah, you do. You want to put some deodorant on your balls out in public? Yeah. Manscaped has a nick your sack, stick it back, money back guarantee, but I think with the Lawnmower 2.0, you won't have much of an issue with that. You going on a trip or something, man? You want to take this with you, don't you? You want to smell good, you want to look good, you want to be the best man you can be, huh? Well, guess what? This is TSA compliant. You can take this on a carry-on. You can go on a plane, think about shaving your balls, whatever you want to do. Maybe don't shave your balls on the plane, but like do it afterwards. You get to the hotel. Like, it's okay. You can do that. It's 2019, fellas. We're changing the game, all right? We're looking good. We're feeling good. We're being good. So let's not beat around the bush here. Use code PULSE20 at checkout to save 20% off and get free shipping on your Perfect Package 2.0 kit, baby. It's time to become the best man you possibly can be. 2K19, I believe, was probably like the very first game from the 2K series, like after it launched and I played it, where I was like, you know what, man? Okay. And I was sort of excited for 2K20 before I learned about the Ukes leaving thing because, you know, like I thought, you know, this was the year maybe they introduced GM mode. Things were obviously on a good direction. 2K19 was like, it obviously was missing a lot of stuff and was still pretty hollow, and, you know, it was here nor there in a lot of places, but like, it was, you know, not awful. I mean, it's basically, I guess you could say it's 2K19 if you downgrade the graphics, make the hit detection worse, hairpins are awful, no collision detection in entrances. I mean, there's just a lot of underlying issues, like just, you've seen it. You've seen Asuka's hair coming off in the picture on Twitter. You've seen Bianca Belair's hair physics. You've seen Charlotte's hair refusing to go backwards. You've seen Eddie Guerrero walk through the wall in the Halloween Havoc Arena. You know, you've seen all this stuff. You saw it. You might not have played it, but you saw it. And this obviously is because Ukes left. Like, let's not beat around the bush here. 2K was not prepared for Ukes to leave, and this left them with a shit table full of garbage. And, like, they just had to siphon through all of it and hope to God they found something that worked, because that's all they could do. This game already struggled on a year-to-year basis with Ukes. Now, you take Ukes out of the equation, what do you got now? Now you just got, you're definitely not going to get anywhere, you know? There's no way with Ukes out of the equation now that they could have turned this around and made a better game because Ukes left. They had to rewrite, they literally had to rewrite all the code for this game from square one. I'm not even kidding. They didn't have Ukes. They couldn't call Ukes up and be like, hey, Ukes, why don't you help us here? That's not there no more. The phone's gone. The phone's been taken out. The unplugged from the wall. It's gone. It's not happening no more. So 2K had to essentially rewrite all the code for everything. Entrances, hair physics, gameplay, menus. They had to basically rewrite everything in-house in a year on a series that has already just been a pain in the ass for every single year. They now have to say half of the workforce is gone, and now they have to just go, oh, we're doing it now. Now, not for nothing, there are some genuinely good things about this game. Like, there are some genuinely really good things about this game. The new custom weapons that they came out with are a lot of fun to mess around with. Yes, they're basic reskins or whatever, but I feel like it just adds something to the gameplay. You know, being able to mess around with the weapon wheel and putting different weapons and assigning characters different weapons before the matches and things like that. There's a lot of fun to that, to be completely honest. I mean, I played around with like Johnny and Chris, and we were playing around with the weapons. You can see the one match on my channel where we use like lollipops and stuff. And yes, they are reskins, and yes, they act just like the weapon that they reskinned. But it adds something. I don't know. There's just something really, really cool about that. It's like when you play League of Legends or Overwatch or Fortnite. You know, yes, it's still the same game, but like, there's something cool about these skins. Like, I spent so much money on League of Legends skins that changed absolutely nothing other than just like I saw something different on the screen, and like that is something. It has something to do mentally
when you use skins and things like that change the experience. And like I think 2K did pretty well with that. There's a lot of different stuff to use. There's a lot of cool things like the kendo sticks, like the lollipop, and like changing that was the bat or whatever. There's a bunch of cool stuff when it comes to that. And there's a bunch of cool weapons that they added, like the book where you open it and souls come out and it shoots out, and that's really, really cool. The tombstone, being able to, break it over people's heads. And I assume with the DLC that's coming out, with the original stuff, they're going to add more skins every time, and then more. I'm hoping they add more interactable weapons like the book and the tombstone and things like that every single time. Because I think those are really, really cool. Like that was like one of the really big pluses for me was the weapon wheel changes and the weapon changes and being able to mess with all that, and it leaves you a lot of room to mess around. Now, I'm strictly talking about the My Career story in itself. I'm not talking about the My Career graphics that kind of look like they came off the GameCube, and like that's even at that point, I feel like I'm slandering the GameCube by saying that. I'm not talking about the physics or the way that the people interact with each other or anything like that. I'm strictly talking about the story that they're telling with My Career. It's charming. There's a sense of humor. Yes, it's like very, very cheesy, but like if you've ever played NBA 2K or if you know 2K at all, these are the kind of stories they like to tell, and that's okay, especially for a wrestling game. I think that works pretty well. Yes, it can be a little long-winded sometimes. There's a lot of cutscenes, there's a lot of stuff happening in that sense. But there's definitely like a charm to it that I think you will enjoy, especially when they went a little bit out of their way to make the scenes kind of cool. So like if you do a side mission in My Career and you face, like at one point you face off against AJ Styles, and like the commentary changes, like the Byron Saxton and all the commentary changes to where it actually like acknowledges that you accepted a side mission and things like that. You'll see in my career video, if you check out my channel, at one point there was the match where you face off against the Bully, and like the commentary is acknowledging that this is like a flashback, and there's just something really charming about that. Like I don't think if they would have done that before, that we would have gotten that same commentary or anything like that. So like that was like a really, really charming thing to me. I still don't know what I think about the skill tree in this game. I already didn't like the one that was in 2K19 just because I felt like it was a little convoluted, but this one is a little even more convoluted. It's kind of like Dead by Daylight if you like made it less accessible, or maybe like a Path of Exile if you made it less accessible. Right now it's just like this. It's really slow. Like you move your thing really slow. You press here, and then you press here, and then you click all the ones around it, and you can press here and here. It's just like, it's overwhelming. I don't necessarily think it's bad. It's just kind of overwhelming, especially when you first sit down and you open it up, you're like, what is this? Now, when it comes down to the graphics of My Career, the interactions, like I said, the collision, the way like physics of the backpack and stuff, it's not very good. I mean, you saw it, you looked at it, it's not very good. But that kind of goes in line with the rest of the game. It's not like My Career was anything out of the rest of the game or anything. Like the physics and the graphics and all that, they're just not that great, period. And speaking of the graphics, I mean, you guys saw it. You looked at the gameplay, you know what I'm talking about. Like you saw my post on Twitter, probably. If you didn't, you can check out my Twitter. You saw this stuff. Like I could probably list like half the roster, and they all look really, really bad. They don't look good at all. Like Macho Man, The Rock, Io Shirai, Trent Seven, Ricky Steamboat. I could literally go on forever about this roster. Edge still looks horrible. Like there are just so many. Like Chad Gable's beard. It's just like, dude, it's obviously like a fundamental change that they did here, and they were on a crunch, and like I get it, but that doesn't change the fact that they look like dog shit. Like the mouths move weird, the expressions are weird, everyone's lifeless. There's just like this weak, like you look at them and you kind of like, you're like, man, something ain't right here, dude. Like there's something wrong here. And there's no way that anyone at 2K looked at this and they're like, yeah, man, like this is it. Like this looks good. I think they looked at it and they said, fuck, man, we still got 600 things to do. We gotta go. Don't worry about Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Because like I said before, 2K could call up Ukes and they'd be like, hey, Ukes, man, like this shit sucks. And they're like, yeah, bet, dude. I'm gonna get that fixed up for you real quick and we'll send it back. Obviously, it wasn't that simple. Like, they had to go through a translator and Google Docs, and like they had to go through 400 different things to get something fixed. But the option was still there to call up Ukes. Ukes, man, fuck, this sucks. And they're like, I know, like we gotta fix this. We're gonna get this fixed. But now they don't call anybody. They call themselves. They're like, man, this sucks. Like, well, we got your fucking game out, so like, whatever, man. Just put The Rock in the game. When it comes to 2K Showcase, 2K Showcase is 2K Showcase. Yes, hardcore fans, the people watching this video, the people that are commenting on this video, yes, this mode probably was not made for you. I know it was not made for me. I still play it because it's part of the game and it's part of the $6 to spend money on. It's not made for us. It is made for the people that are buying this game as casual fans and maybe watch wrestling back in the day. They wanted something to play. They saw it on sale. I don't know, whatever the case may be. They picked it up, they played it, they called it a day. 2K Showcase. That is what that is for, and that's fine because not everything in the game has to be made for you. Speaking of that, we go to the original stuff they came out with. So we had the bump in the night gameplay and things like that. And 2K is like super, super proud of this. Like they're very, very proud of the original stuff, and they should be because I think they've done a lot of cool stuff with this. I think that they have really set their foot forward on this original stuff. And I think they have a lot of wiggle room to mess around with some really, really fun stuff. Now, there's obviously some things right away with the originals that I noticed. Like, first off, the text-based stuff in the showcase, which I think a lot of people are going to be disappointed with right away. You know, when it comes to Fire Pro and things like that, they do text-based storytelling, but we're used to it and we expect that. When it comes to 2K, we don't exactly expect that. We expect voice-acted stuff and things like that, just because that's where the series has gone. You know, over the years, that's where the series went to. It left behind the text-based stuff in the SmackDown games, and as we got to SmackDown versus Raw, we started having voice-acted storylines and things like that, and that's just what people expect. So I think a lot of people right away are either going to really, really hate the text-based stuff, or they're going to be really shocked for a minute when they realize that there's no one saying anything. It's just crickets in the background. There was also some horrible frame rate issues on a lot of this original stuff. So a lot of the bump in the night stuff is going to be played on the Wyatt Swamp map. Like I think I'm pretty sure every piece of the 2K Showcase with the Finn Balor stuff where he becomes the Demon King is at the Wyatt Swamp. I'm sure they changed it up. I don't know. I only played a little bit into it. I'm sure they might change it up. But if they don't, like, there are some major frame rate issues. I don't know if they're going to fix that on the day one patch. I assume some things get fixed in the day one patch, you know. But, wow. It was really, really hard to play, to be completely honest with you. It was only the Wyatt Swamp map. I played on Hell's Coliseum. Everything was fine. I played on every other creative map they had, the baseball arena, all that kind of stuff. All the other arenas were fine, but there was something about this Wyatt Swamp, especially in this 2K Showcase, that, like, it just wouldn't. And like I said, it could be fixed when the game comes out. I'm just telling you, you know, what I experienced. It was, like, some definite frame rate issues. You can watch my Bump of the Night gameplay. Look at Eric Rowan and Harper versus Finn Balor from my Bump of the Night gameplay video, and you'll notice right away that there's no way that this game is running at 60, and it doesn't even feel like it's running at 30. It felt like it was running like 24 frames, and that match pissed me off. Oh my God. So, like, the match is already difficult because it's a handicap match, and then, like, you throw it on top of it, and, like, oh, by the way, it's running at 24 frames. It just made it, like, super unplayable. I just, like, didn't even restart. I said, okay, that's it. I lost. I'm done. Call it a day for that recording. I wasn't even going to mess around with it. I'm like, dog, that's it. I can't do this. And I'm a big frame rate guy. Like, I need my stuff to be running at 60, or if the game is going to run at 30, then I need it to run at 30. And I need it to run at it every single time. I cannot let that stuff. It cannot stifle at all because I notice right away, and I go, messing with my frame rates, huh? One of the big things that 2K decided to do this year was change up the control scheme. I've literally, in my entire life, playing these games, at least the 2K games, I won't talk about SmackDown vs. Raw. SmackDown vs. Raw changes controls like every single year. So I'm just talking about the 2K stuff, but I've only actually heard one singular person, I don't remember who it was, I just remember he was from Screw Attack, that website, that said that the game is too hard and the controls are too difficult. The literal only person I've ever heard say that the controls were difficult on 2K, so they decided to change it. So it took me forever. Like, I remember there was, I think in one of the videos you can see, I think it might have been the Finn Balor Bump in the Night thing, where it was like, okay, dude, can you do a limb target? I'm like, yeah, I would love to do a limb target, but to be honest with you, I got no fucking clue how to do limb targeting now. Another thing 2K introduced this year was the mixed tag matches, but that's such like I almost didn't even want to talk about it because it's almost like a complete non-feature. It's just like, it's just the same shit. Like, it's just like they are on a tag team. You can't interact with each other. You can't do anything with each other. It's just like, I don't know, maybe it gives you something to do for Universe Mode, opens up a little bit of freedom for Universe Mode to bring teams together like that. It's not like I'm hating on this feature. I don't mind that it's in the game. It's like, it's almost like something that you wouldn't even announce, you know? It's just something that's kind of like, oh, by the way, this is in the game, and you can do this if you want to do this sort of thing. There's just not a lot to talk about with that. You know, man and female can tag team. They don't interact with each other whatsoever. They don't interact with the other sex, you know, when they're fighting. So, like, whatever. Now, when it comes to the moves that were added to this game, this is actually something I wanted to mention. When it comes to the moves that were added to the game, you'll notice right away, if you look at my 2 moves videos from 2K19 and 2K20, that like this game had infinitely less animations than last time. And I think that's going to be something you're going to notice moving forward a lot, because there was, when it came to these moves in this game, one of the biggest things was Ukes. Like, Ukes was a lot of the connects for a lot of these moves. Like, Brian Williams with Ukes was like the fucking guy. Like, he literally did all this stuff. Like, any of the pro wrestling moves you saw, any of like the crazy stuff you saw that like, you know, that a lot of your favorite wrestlers outside the WWE do, like, he was the guy. Like, Brian is the coolest fucking dude on the planet. He's so knowledgeable about wrestling, and like, that's gonna be one of the biggest like detractors to 2K and the series moving forward. Is like, without Brian, like, a lot of these moves are not gonna be in the game. Like we got what, the Kami Goye and the Trent Sevens Larry or whatever. It's just like, you'll notice right away the differences between, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be seeing anything crazy. Like, you're not going to be seeing no Brazilian kicks in the game or anything like that, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to be missing out on a lot of stuff, and I think that's something that you guys need to know right away. Is like, a big reason to why a lot of those moves made it into this series was because of Brian Williams and him just being just the man. And he's not there anymore. He's with Ukes, so he's going to be making this other Ukes game. So you can probably expect a lot of moves to that. When it comes to the 2K towers and stuff, once again, 2K I don't think got the message on that, which sucks, because that's just, you know, when I was looking at the towers, like, there's no new rewards, it's still coins. You know, you just get your VC, brother, and you can buy your Enzo Amore 03 gloves and your pants 007. Like, man, like, did you not get the memo on that? But like, we need more rewards than just coins for these packs that none of us want to buy in the first place. Like, that was like the biggest thing. Was like, I looked at the towers for like 5 seconds. I'm like, coins, coins, coins. Then I looked at the towers. I'm like, oh, we're still doing the you know, start with yellow arm held.
The only problem
towers.
is,
I'm like, well, they didn't fucking get it, so I just went ahead and exited out of that. I said, I don't even want to mess with this. Like, whatever. This is never going to be like the Injustice 2 multiverse stuff. Like, it's never going to be like that. So, like, whatever. Just let them do whatever they want. And the last thing this series needed was this game, to be honest. The last thing this series needed was, like, another foundation setting period. Another 5 years of hoping for them to fix this or do that or whatever. It's just like, can't catch a break. If you're a wrestling fan and you just buy 2K because it's just a wrestling game and you just like wrestling, then, like, you know, sure, I'm sure you can find something fun in it. It's a lot. You have to overlook a lot, man, to be honest with you. You have to overlook the gameplay, the targeting, the physics, the graphics. It's like, I cannot in good faith tell you that this is a well-made video game. I can't, because it's not.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by, and welcome to your first look at WWE 2K20, my career. So I gotta give a shout out to 2K for flying a bunch of us out, letting us capture some early footage, and of course, one of the first things I had to do was check out my career mode. As a lot of you know, I'm sure this year you can play as a female and a male character. The stories kind of intertwine, and this is just kind of the My Player setup wizard. Spoiler alert, it's pretty much exactly the same as it was last year. You pick a fighting style, which affects your skills and abilities. There are, I think, only 2 new abilities this year, which are the Avalanche, Poison Rana, and then there's one more. I'm about to pass it on screen in a second. Let me see, scrolling. I can't remember.
the only problem is,
Avalanche, Spanish Fly.
I want to get
another new one, but
different
the rest of it is
attires, but it seems like it doesn't think that I have the
career mode. I edited it down a little bit, so it's a little less than an hour. But here's a look at some of the rewards that you get based on the style that you choose. I'm already running into this is super fast, people. If you guys are excited about the 2K20 stuff, I need you to hit that thumbs up button as hard as you possibly can. All day today and all leading up until this game comes out, I'm going to bring you early release WWE 2K footage, 2K20 footage. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you got the notifications turned on. Should be a great time. The customization, again, as the same as last year, is minimal in the first part. You can't fully customize the character.
Things just got too sweet, brother.
I'm obviously, I'm going to say what, I'm not using my final playthrough characters in this
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Such emotion here.
What the fuck?
Come on, words have come to this. Oh, again! Face first with a waistlock takedown.
What the fuck is wrong with Bret Hart's hair with this attire? Oh man, this game needs fixing, boy.
Execution from Hitman. We'll see if he can sustain the effort to do real damage. You know, watching Bret Hart in action here, just a reminder that he may be the greatest technical wrestler of all time. How do you counter that kind of dominance? If you want to beat the Hitman, you need to use hit-and-run tactics to maintain some space and stay on your feet. If he's able to lock you up, it's all over. Bret wants to take this battle to the mat as much as possible where he can maintain complete control. As his opponent, you can't let him trap you. This match has now begun, and the Hitman has set his sights on his next target. Hart will be looking to display his technical.
We take that. Oh my God, they gotta fix this game.
Hollywood Hogan to unleash those powers and run wild in this match. Hogan's got more than just muscle mass to his advantage. He's got the power of the Hulkamaniacs behind him.
Yo, we need that day one patch like ASAP.
Oh, this aggression, just pure brutality. Easy. Bret Hart with a nice reversal. He has something big planned. Hitman in some trouble here. Yeah, he's not breathing.
Oh Jesus! All right, we'll quit the match. I don't know what the fuck has happened there, but the attire is awful.
We're gonna finish creating, quote unquote, creating this guy. We kind of just randomize him, but this is. We got Bobo, we got Darius, our two live players already. It's time to head over to the main menu here for my career, or my player, I should say. On your home screen, you got your my career, 2K originals, rewards, side plates, and my player tree. Then over to Road to Glory, similar to Lance here, same type of situation with Road to Glory, my player towers as well, where you can unlock, different things for your character. Loot pack store, weapons, my players, entrance, moveset, and appearance. This is where you do all your customization. Now, a pretty cool feature this year is that you can actually customize weapons. So
You can't even download stuff, man. Come on with this fucking shit.
specific ones that you want. It's a pretty cool feature that they added this year. But without further ado,
So pissing me off right now.
so that cutscene pretty much shows you that Ronda Rousey is the one inducting Red into the Hall of Fame. I gotta talk about this Red and Trey thing for a second real quick. This is something NBA 2K does where they have a story mode. They name characters specific things just so that in the cutscenes they have something to call them so that the story kind of flows a little better. I don't know how. I'm gonna figure out a way to make these names make sense for my characters, but Red and Trey are the names. I guess the nicknames you could say, not really like their actual names of the characters you play. But you actually start off with a women's Money in the Bank match. Boo Boo, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, Zelina Vega, Shayna Baszler, and Bianca Belair. So they throw you right into the danger as soon as.
No, I don't want that one.
At this point, I did not know any of the new controls.
This is the one I want, but it's yeah. I don't know what that is. Fuck, man. Lame.
It's pretty much muscle memory at this point. We've been using the trigger to reverse for how many years now? And now it's, decent amount of time. I'm gonna have again a separate. There's gonna be a lot of videos. I'm gonna have a separate video just on the new control scheme. That video should be coming out right after this. So keep an eye out for that. To give you guys an overview of all the new controls this year. Check out the first one.
It's going to be a race to the briefcase between Red and Ronda Rousey. Hold on, the rest of their opponents are not ready for this match to be over.
Chaos in the ring, bodies flying around. Now you got to get Ronda her red health. As you can see, the objective on the left side of your screen. A lot of these matches, a lot of the main matches anyway, are going to have specific objectives that you have to complete throughout the match. And if you don't, you fail the objectives and you lose the match. I'm actually not exactly sure what happens. They said there might be consequences for not completing certain challenges, but when I was playing through just this first little bit that I played through, I did complete all the challenges that were on the screen. So some other funky things might happen if you don't actually complete the objectives, but we might have to wait till the game drops to find that out for sure. So that was said, I completed all the objectives. I mean, nothing bragging or anything. Alright, I think he's getting Ronda to red health over here. She's almost there. I'm trying to move that booty off the ladder. She's got control of the money back briefcase. Now I got to Irish whip her into the corner. Before we move on, a couple things I want to note. I don't know if you've seen it too much in this specific match. It doesn't happen a whole lot, but something is a little off with the targeting this year. You'll see it in future.
Are constantly being repeated, and there is no variety. Housing mode has been in the franchise for almost a decade and made little to zero improvement is insane to me. I think they should either completely get rid of the mode or actually spend time working on it and improving it, because the way it is now, it's pretty much pointless and many people do not use it. WWE 2K20 will break the record for removing the most amount of superstars in a wrestling video game. There have been more than 30 wrestlers you won't be able to see anymore in WWE 2K20 that were in WWE 2K19. This list includes the likes of Alexander Wolf, Bam Bam Bigelow, the British Bulldog, Ivory, Killian Dane, Leo Rush, Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude, Rikishi, Psycho Sid, The Godfather, and Vader. Aside from removing these superstars, I also read somewhere that different attires have also been removed for current superstars. One of the things I heard was Kane from 1998. This is a huge blow for me because Kane is actually one of my favorite superstars of all time. And I just love the vintage attire that he had in the game, and I don't see why you had to remove it. He looks so badass, and I always wanted to use him, and now you just got rid of it. This is just another reason for me to stick to WWE 2K19, to be honest. Let's shift things over to Showcase mode, and this year we will be taking a look at the 4 horsewomen's careers and how they kickstarted the women's evolution. Do I think this looks kind of exciting? No, I don't. Because I think it's a bit silly that we're going to relive moments over the last 5 years. I that are going to be featured in that mode. It never made sense to have this.
She wanted a roommate who could help with the cooking, but she wanted someone who loves cats, so we got.
Because most people who play WWE 2K did not watch or witness the Attitude Era. Therefore, you allow them to take a step back and view it all happening while playing. This is a waste of time, in my opinion. I'd rather have 2K let me rewatch those moments on the WWE Network while they give me a better universe mode or add season mode or something new and fresh and unique.
Yeah, it's highly bugged. Highly bugged.
I'm not one to usually complain about graphics because they don't really make or break the game. But the fact that 2K has downgraded over the last year is seriously embarrassing. There have been some models that just look downright terrible. Molly Holly is a perfect example who literally looks like a default created superstar. The career mode cutscenes looks like something from a PS2 game. Just take a look at some of these clips. It's so sad to see. Like, I don't know how they expect people to watch and take this serious.
Get me download.
The character model is also horrendous, and she is the cover star. And also, this looks nothing like The Rock. The theme seems pretty much rushed, and worst of all is Bianca Belair.
I can't play this game. It's just too fucking bad, man. The bugs and shit. Where's the day one patch?
Last year, and now this makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't know how this went through production. I just don't know. Ever since moving away from being a fun and arcade-style video game, 2K has doubled down on trying to make this a good simulation-style video game that looks as real as possible to the real-life wrestling production. Even though I'm not a fan of this, I can see the appeal that others would have with this. However, so much has changed in the WWE since the creation of this game that everything, and I mean everything, is out of date. There's completely new Raw and SmackDown Live logos, arenas, and commentators. Then you have superstars like Bayley and Sasha Banks who completely changed up their look. So many other things changed as well that the simulation isn't even great anymore. It would be a little smart to have monthly updates with the tires and arenas, but that would require a little bit too much work for the developers. And also, I guess if they don't do that, then you would have no reason to buy the next year's game because you only really buy the games nowadays just to get it updated and tired. One of WWE 2K20's newest additions to the game is WWE Originals. For those who don't know what that is, let me explain for you. Basically, we will be getting creepy looking wrestlers and arenas. And that's pretty much it. There is nothing else special about it other than that. People will most likely play the mode a few times.
I can't play this shit.
And then we'll never touch it again. This